Let us prepare our hearts and minds for a time of meditation. I invite you to find a comfortable position in your seats. Close your eyes if you wish, and take a few deep breaths. Let go of any distractions or worries that may be on your mind.
You are the heart. You are the hands. You are the voice of spirit on earth. And who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart. You are the hands. You are the voice of spirit on earth. And who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. You're a blessing to the world, a blessing to the world.
We enter this time of meditation for spiritual renewal. So as you're able to take another deep breath, imagining that you are literally unzipping an old skin, unzipping an old way of being, a conscious choice to step out, to actually forgive, to be forgiven, to let go, to let be, to unclench, to open up, to come out of the dark, to come out of the soil, to come out of the winter, to come out of depression, to come out of binds, to come out, to come out, to come out. And imagine energetically unzipping yourself like you're taking off a skin or taking off a coat. And unzip it from your crown all the way down to your feet. And step out. Shed. And what that would be like. What it is like to leave all that, whatever that is, to leave it here at an altar. Claim renewal, restoration, rejuvenation of your spirit, liberation, atonement, a new aliveness. And get a sense and feel deeply the presence of divine love as you, surrounding you. A return to your highest, holiest self. A coming home. An awakening. a rebirth, a resurrection. And imagine standing in a quiet garden, maybe at sunrise or sunset, the elements, see and sense and feel the elements, the air, a fresh breeze, a fresh new breeze, a refreshing breeze. The fire of the sun coming or going, the reminder of the faith, and it's always there, and we see it and know it. And the earth under our feet, the solid solid ground, the foundation of our being, and that which is unseen. And we unclench today. We let be. We come forth. We step up. We step out. We dial up our own luminosity. We allow it to come through us, as us, like reactivated, awakened to our own divine nature, to the vibrancy of life that is in us, awakened now in our soul in a new way. Sense and see and feel a sacred unfolding, a coming to life, a new life, renewed, expanding, purposeful, intentional, starting our day with clarity, with creativity, with courage, with connection, with collaboration, starting our day in love, starting our day in peace as we embody this. So take a few moments in silence. Rest in this sacred renewal. Rest in this rebirth. Delight in this. I rise in love. I rise in peace. I rise. I rise. I do what I can. I do all that I can. We take another deep breath and ground and center in ourselves into a new awareness of the truth, what our principles absolutely promise God is. I am. I pray this way. I speak this way. I forgive this way. I am forgiven this way. I think this way. I act this way. I take actions aligned in this reality. So we proceed now. Open a new opening in our hearts and in our minds to the wisdom and the certainty of the Christ consciousness within us, absolutely resurrecting right here and right now today. We accept a transformation. We accept the new energy of that spiritual transformation within us and the responsibility for that we claim. We understand it is ours. We begin again. We begin again today, being and expressing that in the world that we want to see in the world. We allow it. We rejoice in it. We go forward aligned as that, and we give thanks for this moment of renewal, of this moment of awakening, of this moment of liberation, freedom, atonement. So be it. Amen.
I'd like to share that no matter what your struggle is this morning, if you're struggling, if you're not struggling, just take a moment of the day to recognize the ordinary miracles you might otherwise miss. It's not that unusual when everything is beautiful. It's just another ordinary miracle today. The sky knows when it's time to snow. No need to teach a seed to grow. It's just another ordinary miracle today. Life is like a gift, they say, wrapped up for you every day. Open up and find a way to give some of your own. Isn't it remarkable that every time a raindrop falls, it's just another ordinary miracle today. Birds in winter have their fling, but also make it home by spring. It's just another ordinary miracle today. When you wake up every day, please don't throw your dreams away. Hold them close to your heart, 'cause we are all a part of the ordinary miracle. Ordinary miracle. Do you want to see a miracle? It seems so exceptional that things just work out. After all, it's just another ordinary miracle today. The sun comes up and shines so bright, then disappears again at night. It's just another ordinary miracle today. Ooh, it's just another ordinary miracle today.
Oh, thank you, David. Thank you. And thank you, prayers, and thank you, prayers, and thank you, host, and thank you, greeters, and thank you, technology, and thank you, miracles, and thank you for the image of a seed, And what would you answer to that? What miracle would you cause today? You know, so much of us is waiting on somebody else to do it for us. Even like to say, Jesus help me, Jesus help me, God help me, Jesus help me, God help me. It's like Jesus and God has done for us what they're going to do for us. So the question then is, how are we going to embody this? What miracles will you be a part of creating today? What will you resurrect about your own soul? This spring usually brings a new aliveness in us to say that the dark time of the winter, the dark time of the slowing down, going inwards, and then in spring, it's like it's time to come out, come out wherever you are, to dust ourselves off, to open some windows, get some fresh air, take an extra shower or two, do something to get any cooties off us of what's going on in the world, the winter, the dark time, or whatever, and to come actually into a renewal. And our teacher, if you follow the teachings of unity, or Jesus as a master teacher, absolutely assured us that our transformation, that this was about our life, Jesus's life, and our life is about an inner transformation, self-actualization, enlightenment. And in that case of our master teacher, demonstrated through the power of love, through the power of forgiveness, and through the power of healing our own souls through spiritual principles and practices. And not to talk about spiritual practice, but to actually live in spiritual practice. And it's a far different matter to do it than it is to talk about it. Or to say that Jesus didn't say, I'll do it for you. He said, here's the way. Do these things. Do more of these things. Try these things on. If you want a transformation, live as I have lived as I have modeled. And then this teachers of Jesus as a spiritual master goes way beyond dogma, way beyond tradition. It emphasizes, Jesus's message is emphasized in demonstration, in actualization, in living it out. That includes shedding some skins, actually unbinding some, unclenching. So let's try it today. Maybe just squeeze your hands like this if you're willing to. Make a fist. Make a fist. Maybe close your eyes and make a fist and feel what that feels like. Squeeze it hard. Squeeze it and hold it. Squeeze it and hold it. And feel what it feels like. And watch what it does to your nervous system. The pressure, the force. Notice how tiring it actually is. Some of you have already opened it. Like, it's tiring. And then open the hand. And notice how that feels. Now close it up again. And see what the effects of that are on you. What the effects of living clenched and bound and tight. And then open again. And notice what that does for your nervous system, for your heart space, to give some spaciousness to this. So this letting go some of this unclenching, this unbinding this, and then an openness to this. So like, okay, I'll do better. I'm gonna do better at this if I don't hang on to so much, if I don't get any more clung on, if I don't get any more clenched up. I'm gonna have a different life. I'm gonna have more vitality. I'm gonna have more luminosity. So today is a day about dialing up our luminosity. This requires us to let go some stuff and likely some forgiveness. It's a daily practice for me since my earliest memories. Forgiving daily. Then annual times of deeper forgiveness. What other crumbs and shards of forgiveness do I still have left? Also demonstrating our own miracles. The life of this teacher, brother, master, teacher, Jesus, ever how you see and relate to Jesus, is not just miracles that happen in the physical, but miracles that happened through a connection of the mind and body and soul and spirit. And then encourage then to move up and out of some of these lower selves, some of these lower energies, our hurt parts, our parts that are still mad, still frustrated, that our past wasn't different than it was. That we had to bear what we bear, to see what can be done to go and meet those parts with some understanding, to then move up into our higher consciousness, to live in the part of our brain that's innovative, creative, resourceful, possible, to be led by high self instead of hurt self or rejected self or abandoned self or unworthy self, but to say that part of me is still there, and I've got enough high self online, I've got enough Christ consciousness intact, that leads in most of my life, that leads in most of the interactions that I'm in. In addition to these principles, we know in certainty that prayer, times of prayer, meditation, reflection, contemplation are ways to grow this, to cultivate this. So I'm encouraging you, though, even though most of you already meditate, I'm sure, pray, I'm going to ask you during this spring renewal to do it a little different, shake it up a little bit. So pray differently than you normally pray. Find a prayer that speaks to you. Pray. Call Silent Unity every day for 30 days. Let someone pray with you. I want to encourage you to pray for yourself. When's the last time you prayed for yourself? That you pray for you, your own faith, your own understanding, your own will, imagination, your own letting go, your power, your zeal, your will. Pray for self. Pray for others. So dial up your luminosity of prayer. If you're already meditating, find a new way to meditate. Even our meditative practices get rote and less meaningful, less transformational. So look at listening to a meditation, a guided meditation. Look at setting a different structure for your meditation, an open eye meditation instead of a closed eye meditation, a walking meditation, a mantra meditation, something that'll dust off some of our practices and bring a renewal to this, an absolute renewal in it. And we're promised that the kingdom of heaven is at hand. And the kingdom of heaven as a state of consciousness. A state of consciousness, not a physical place. A state of consciousness that is accessible now through my spiritual awakening. It's accessible now through your spiritual awakening through these practices, and an absolute surrender, and unclenching again, and opening to the grace, the mercy, the presence, the power, the peace of God as our very core, as our very source. So how to do it? What are you going to do? If you're actually responsible for your own spiritual transformation, and everything you've done so far got you to here, what are you going to do from here? What else can you do? So I'm going to encourage small, practical little things that can be done. So like 5 minutes of silence. No phone, no TV. 5 minutes of connection to yourself. 5 minutes of quiet, 5 minutes of exhaling, 5 minutes of rest. I want to encourage you to dust yourself off and reach in a bucket and pull out a big dose of courage and put it right in your heart and go back into any of those unresolved feelings of anger, resentment, or pain and forgive somebody again. Forgive everything you can. Forgive everybody you can. Think in terms of radical forgiveness. I studied and worked with Colin Tipping. Do y'all remember him? He wrote the book Radical Forgiveness. And in that, our worksheet said, even though I can't understand why this had to happen, I don't know why this had to happen, I don't know why I had to bear this, and even though I can't understand it, I forgive it. I forgive it for my own spiritual transformation. I want to encourage you to acknowledge your own emotions. That nobody's free. Nobody is free of hurt, betrayal, sadness, despair, particularly in the times we're in, of anger, of rage, and to be different in it, to give them space. So the opposite of suppressing, depressing, disowning, and denying. The opposite. To swing wide the door. And if any of you are looking for a tool, you might look at David Hawkins' Letting Go, a pathway to surrender, as a technology around that. I ask and encourage you already to pray for yourself, that you ask for divine assistance, divine alignment. I'm here. I'm in devotion. I sincerely, wholeheartedly want to see this differently. Help me see this differently. Awaken me to see this differently. Offer a blessing. Bless a person. Those in 12 steps as a spiritual tradition know that making amends is necessary for sanity, for sobriety, for high functioning, for spiritual consciousness. So it could be time for some amends again, or another amend. Please don't leave yourself out of if you make amends, not to leave yourself out of that. So this is about returning to ourselves, returning to our own hearts, our own divine nature, and to not wait anymore. So there's no one to do this for us. This is my actual responsibility, to take responsibility for my own spiritual awakening. So get a sense of that, what it would be like. What would you claim for yourself in this time of spiritual renewal? What small inspired action could you take today for your own spiritual revival? It may be random acts of kindness. One of my teachers used to assign us to do random acts of kindness. And by the way, you can't tell anybody. You got to keep it a secret. See, and that part of us that seeks approval and appreciation and to be seen, see, it is so irritating to that part. But it's like in Eckhart Tolle's word, it's like, let that burn off. Random acts of kindness and don't tell anybody. Don't get caught. It could be sending some notes of appreciation. If any of you practice gratitude, gratitude is my spiritual superpower. So it then maybe thanking people. When's the last time you got a handwritten note from anybody? A little thank you note of what they've meant to you in your life. When's the last time you wrote a little thank you? Most of us don't even know what to do with mail. Now, when we get mail, we don't know what to do with it. It's such a luxury to get a card or a little blessing in the mail. So some small, inspired, doable action that you can do today. this week that shifts us out of waiting, out of apathy, into what can I do? I can't do everything, but I can do something. What is my part? And what would spark you today? What do you come alive in when you think about it? It could be go back to painting, go paint something. It could be do a little needlepoint, give it away. That's what I was doing in the winter. And people that come to my house, they get a needlepoint pillow. It seems to enlighten them. It's like sowing seeds of this peace and love and joy through the world. What could you do today? What will you do today? And I just finished a class on the 5 invitations. And this is written for those of us who don't want to get to the end of our lives wishing I had of, and to get to the end of our life with more regret than we already have. So think about anything you're waiting on. And what if you stopped waiting? So one of the invitations is no more waiting. No more waiting. One of the invitations is to bring your whole self to the experience, to be present to my whole self, to all my emotions, to my dreams, my wishes, like what do I want to see in the world, to bring my whole self to that, to do what I can. One of the invitations is to allow everything to be part of it. Everything is a part of my journey, to stop pushing things away. I don't have to love it. I don't have to like it. And here it is. This is a part of my journey. So to include everything. It's included anyway. My resistance is what's causing my stress. And then find a place of rest in the middle of this chaos, in the middle of the fear, in the middle of the rage, to take Sabbath times little 1 minute, 5 minutes, a place of rest to calm our nervous system, to keep us from regressing into this low part of our brain, to come back into the highest consciousness we have. And the last invitation is to live more from an I don't know mind. I don't know what all this means. I don't know how this is going to go. I don't know. God knows. And I'm here to do what I can. I'm here to change what I can change. And I'm here to accept that which I cannot change. And waking up moment by moment, transaction by transaction, interaction by interaction, person by person, to know the difference of what I can actually change and what I cannot. So I bless you in your journey. I bless you in your renewal, in your revival of your soul, the spring revitalization of you, to stay dusted off and doing what you can. I'm so proud of you as a ministry. I'm enlivened. I'm inspired by who you are and what you do. I'm so tickled that y'all have hung in there like a hair in a biscuit through all of these changes, through all of this, what you had to do, and that you are equipping yourselves to be in these times exactly as we have been appointed to be in these times. And I bow to you. I love you. And Godspeed in every way you are and be and serve. And it's an honor to serve with you. Until next time.